Hello, everyone. Do you want to combat seasonal allergies with supplement strategies without any side effects of things like medications or any other therapies? Today, we're talking about that here on the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. We're back. It's been a little while, a couple months, but we're back to getting these Prosper Nutrition shows going. My name is Jason Steves. I am a nutrition professional at the Nutrition and Health Center, and I'm joined today by my co-host Steve Steves, who is a clinical nutritionist and naturopath and founder of the Nutrition and Health Center. And yeah, I'm really excited about today's topic. I think a lot of people are going to start dealing with allergy issues very soon. I don't know if many people are yet, but there are probably inklings here and there, which is why we want to touch on this topic. So, Steve, how are you doing today?
Doing excellent. I'm loving the outdoors. Just came in for a little while to do this taping and was outside in the pollen and the fresh air and the wonderful sunshine and getting that vitamin D. Actually, I was having to trim my fingernails and my toenails too because they're growing now that I'm getting out in the sunshine. They're growing so fast. So that's
Great.
the result of our skin and hair formula as well.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. That those to getting some nutrients when you're not getting as much sun helps keep that stuff going, right?
Yes, sir. That vitamin D is free from the sun.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Well, so as I mentioned, we are talking about supplements today that are going to help with combating and relieving seasonal allergies. This is something that you used to have a big issue with in the past, right?
Yes, sir. I moved to Houston in 1980, and within 10 days, I had an allergic reaction, and the allergies just never stopped. I started sneezing,
Mm.
eyes watering, runny nose. It was terrible. And I didn't know why I was having all these reactions. Of course, it was stressful. I just moved to Houston away from my family, 850 miles away, and then didn't have the comforts of home. Had to take care of myself and the stress of that. And then a single guy doesn't typically nourish himself well.
Yeah,
I
right.
didn't have a clue on that for a long
Yeah.
time. And so off to the doctor we go, taking those pills, getting those shots, letting my
Yeah.
health continue to get worse. And then by the time I'm married, a few years later, and mom's pregnant with you in 84, 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're married in
83.
82. I'm in Houston in 80, allergies starting, getting on drugs all the time. Um, then in 84 or 83, she gets pregnant and I'm diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. It was really 4 years of living in this environment when I was diagnosed.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you bring that up because that's something you're actually going to be having a conversation next week with Dr. Russell Jaffe on his live Instagram live, and so that's something that we're going to let everybody know about. Make sure that they tune in. But you're going to be talking about this allergies, the immune system, how it's related to these issues that we have, autoimmune issues like you were diagnosed with, ankylosing spondylitis, so arthritis issues. It's a topic that I think a lot of people, when they get an understanding of how the immune system works and how these issues are kind of related, and when you get turning things around, like severe diseases start turning around like you had.
They do, definitely. The body
Yeah.
only knows health. We can tip that pendulum and get it going in the other direction and watch it restore instead of decline. As I was
Right.
declining at age 25 with a severe degenerative disease in America, about 70% of Americans right now have or will experience some form of chronic degenerative disease, and that includes things like arthritis, cancer, heart disease, diabetes. So, you
Yeah.
have a choice to make. Are you going to be another statistic who's just managing symptoms with drugs and not
Right.
getting well, but increasing the rapid decline of the body? Or are you going to get on the health bandwagon and be out there like my dad here? I'm getting ready to go over there and see him. I'm looking forward to him making a hole in one for the first
Yeah.
time. at age 90. I saw a video of a guy who made his first one at 91. Get
Oh,
him back
cool.
out playing golf and getting him
Yeah.
working out. Since mom passed away last year, he's not been motivated through the winter much, and
Hmm.
hopefully I can motivate him to enjoy the outdoors again. And
That's neat. Yeah. Well, Steve, so supplements, I mean, let's talk about supplements in general. Sometimes people are like, are supplements needed? Are supplements not needed? When you hear that, because we're going to be talking about supplements, prospernutrition.com, we sell supplements, dietary supplements, right? They're nutrients that come in our food. So some people think, well, this let me eat healthier, and that's really what I need to do. But why would you say someone, might need supplements to help them with their allergies? Like where are the issues there?
glad you asked that. I think I
Yeah.
have this table on my desktop. It shows the nutrient depletions
Mm.
of the average
Hmm.
Americans. It's quite remarkable, actually. Let me find it real quick. I got too much stuff open. Must have cleared it off the desktop. Um, the nutrient deficiencies in Americans are in the 70s and 80s percentile of probability for the majority of people. And that's in every category, the B vitamins, vitamin C. And the sad thing is the recommended daily allowance is the comparison here.
You
That's
want to
why,
share your screen? Do you have something you could share your screen? Or no? I mean, that's fine if you don't.
yeah, let me find it.
There's like that green button at the bottom. If you open up Zoom, you could share your screen and we could take a look at it too.
Yeah, I will find
That
it.
way, be a good visual.
Just had that chart the other day up on my desktop, and then I said, where are we going to put that thing?
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to do a little commercial here. So, folks, prospernutrition.com, it's our family owned online supplement store. So, we sell dietary supplements. There's some other supplements that are not necessarily dietary, nutrients that are a little bit outside of necessary dietary supplements, but they are specifically designed because of different needs that we have. For example, like our stress and energy formula, that one really help. It's an herbal formula. It can help restore the adrenal adaptogens, your stress response. A lot of times that gets fatigued. And so that's a product that is really effective if you're having issues with not sleeping very well or your energy during the day is really dragging. A lot of that's related to cortisol and insulin, and the stress and energy can help with balancing cortisol. So you have more energy when you wake up, and it can definitely help a lot with sustaining energy during the day, keeping your insulin levels balanced. It can help with blood sugar, but then helps you sleep better at night too, because it increases your DHEA, which is helps with sleep and restfulness at night. So that's an example of a supplement that is not necessarily a dietary, but has a really positive effect with specific issues. So that's our
Here
little
it is.
commercial. Stress and energy essential, really good product there.
It is. You can't really hardly function in life without some type of stress support and adaptogen blend like that. And it really keeps me going. Yesterday, I got up, I did my leg workout, and somebody commented, well, you don't need to work out if you're going to go be helping somebody move furniture for most of the day. So then for after my leg workout, I went and worked doing that moving for 7 hours. Came home, got cleaned up, ate, and then went over to a men's meeting, did some volunteer work there, and then got home almost 10 o'clock at night, back to bed, up in the morning, and back in the gym again. But all the while taking supplements, not missing my vitamin C. Can you see the chart, Jason? Is it showing up?
Yes, it's
So at the
great.
top of the list, this is unhealthy lifestyle patterns and behaviors. Between 70 and 90% of all deaths from chronic illness in the US are believed to be caused by poor nutrition. Can I repeat that? Between 70 and 90% of all
Wow,
deaths from chronic illness, what we
wow.
were just mentioning, chronic degenerative diseases are believed to be caused by poor nutrition, sedentary living, tobacco use, stress, and good thing you put that plug in there about the stress and energy, and other factors also potential underlying causes of the illness. So here are some interesting points about diet and nutrition. Only eating only less than two servings a day of fruit, 67.5% of Americans do that. Eating less than three servings a day of vegetables, 73% of Americans do that. They do not meet their adequate dietary fiber intake of 14 grams per thousand kilocalories. Greater than 90% of Americans don't get enough fiber. And
Wow.
that's probably why
That's a big
colon
one.
cancer is
Yeah.
only the first following disease behind heart disease, I believe. Check mom on the statistics of that. As a colon hygienist, she kept up on that information. How many Americans don't take multiple vitamins? 60%.
Wow.
Now, we use multiples in various forms, and it varies on the personal lifestyle program that people get on. Don't take an omega fish oil supplement, 63%. Why is that so important? Well, fish oil goes directly into the cell membrane and helps the cell to communicate, helps the cell to prevent inflammation, helps the cell assimilate hormones, neurotransmitters, blood sugar for energy production. We need these essential fats from fish oil. 63% of Americans don't take an omega-3 oil at all. And if they do, like somebody came in the other day and I said, well, how many do you take? And they said, one. Minimal is four for an adult, and it goes up from there based on
Yeah.
body size.
Well, on these, this is great. I have a question then. So, a lot of times people will, and kind of obviously supplementing these are going to get those nutrient levels up, but some people will say, well, what if I just eat better? Will that cover it? How does your respond to that as far
Well,
as
you will raise, let's say you eat more fish, you're going to raise your fish oil omega
Mhm,
levels in your blood a little
mhm,
bit, but most people don't eat fish like Jesus gave people fish
mhm.
3 times a day. So basically, you need to consume fish 3 times a day to get in the safest zone you can, like the Eskimos. So here, when they did the Framingham heart study and they came up with the end result, well, what causes heart disease? No, it wasn't cholesterol. No, it's not triglycerides. It's not the LDL sticky cholesterol molecules versus the HDL being low. Everybody is given all their hearsay from their study interpretations over the last 3 generations. Quarter of a
Yeah.
million people were studied in that Framingham Heart Study through the 3 generations since the 1940s. And in 1996, the end result said this: omega-3 presence in the bloodstream is the number one factor that reduces stroke and heart attack. So I know we're talking about immune function, but you have to have the fish oil in order for your immune system to communicate and keep things in balance.
Right. Okay.
But
So
the Eskimos, they don't get heart attack. They don't get strokes, and they eat fish all day long.
so this kind of essentially is saying we can change our diet, but and that will go probably a long way. But if we want to really meet our nutrient deficits, we need more than what our diet is supplying with supplementation.
And I can
Yeah.
give you a big amen to that.
Okay.
Here's some others, Jason. Our magnesium power, though it's not listed on our immune protocol or our immune bundle, it's a key element in cellular energy for lymphocytes and other immune cells to be active in fighting. And
Mm-hmm.
68% of Americans don't get the RDA. What's the RDA? It's only 400 milligrams of magnesium a day. You can almost breathe in 400 milligrams of magnesium in the air in my house from the vapor of the magnesium supplements that we take. I'm getting in between 800 and 1200 milligrams of magnesium every single day. So a bit depends on the individual, how much muscle activity they have, what the strength of their colon is, and balance that with calcium. Same statistic there.
Hmm.
Sodium, how many people consume greater than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day? Well, 99% of Americans, but they're doing sodium chloride, and table salt is acidic versus regular sea salt, which is non. Don't consume enough
Okay.
potassium, 97%. But let's look at our other immune protocol, Jason. We didn't mention the importance of vitamin D. This is D3. Insufficient levels. Says 41.6%. It's because the RDA is so low. But
Mm.
optimal amounts of vitamin D, we want blood levels greater than 80. And the average American floats around 30, 20 to 40 to 50 in there, very low. Unless they're supplementing. D3 max that we have, the liquid drops are easy to take. They assimilate through the membranes in your mouth. Strong immune builder and natural steroid activity for repairing tissue. But the king of the immune system, there it is, insufficient levels of vitamin C. But you know what the recommended, let's just call it RDA stands for recommended daily allowance. When was that established? Look that up, Jason. I think it was like in the 1940s.
Huh.
And it was designed for people who were healthy, which we don't have today. Show me one, and I'll show you. Give me a few tests to run on them, and I'll show you how they're not healthy. People, some people that think they're healthy, and they'll tell you that. Well, I'm pretty healthy. Optimal levels of health. You can actually get that in our Trinity Diet book. At the end of the chapter on detox, I think it's chapter 9, we give a breakdown of what a healthy specimen is. And most people can't hold a candle to all the points that meet
Yeah.
optimal healthy requirement for. And it's the same way with vitamin C. So this says only 13% of the American people have low levels of vitamin C, but that's 67 milligrams. And again, we breathe that in our house in the morning time. I consume 1,000 times that, about 7,500 to 10,000 milligrams a day. How much did Linus Pauling consume? Nobel Prize winner for his research on vitamin C? 10,000 milligrams a day. He lived till he was 94 and worked pretty much all of his life.
Wow. That's great. All right. So it's pretty clear that, supplementation is something that we can turn health issues around with. A lot of the health issues are related to lack of specific nutrients. Supplementation can get those nutrient levels up, and get them up quicker. And that's one of the things I think we've noticed too is concentrated nutrient supplementation. Some people call it like supplement therapy, or I mean, there's different ways you can describe it, but it's basically taking foods from nutrients, concentrating them, and getting them more getting them in your body more in the supplement form. Now, that leads to the quality. Quality is so important for this, making sure the supplement is high quality, and that's one of the things, unfortunately, with the supplement industry. Things have been digressing as far as quality across the board. Companies that we used to love and respect and use some of their products still, but their quality is waning because of their change in business, their business
Ethics.
objectives. Yeah, and their ethics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so we've had to make some shifts because we needed to make sure we maintain the quality supplements that we're taking to get the results. And we've seen better results when we make these shifts to the better quality. Fish oil, choline, right? These things we've noticed, especially recently, making that shift to better quality, people getting much better results in regard to their heart disease risk going down, their digestion improving, memory and brain function improving when they take better choline, higher concentrations of choline. So there's a lot of things that we're seeing as far as results in the working with clients, taking these supplements. All right. So let's dive into. So we know supplements are going to be helpful. So now let's dive into specifically these supplements to combat seasonal allergies. What would you say if someone said, if I could only take one supplement to help me combat my seasonal allergies, what would that supplement be, Steve?
Vitamin C.
Yeah.
The reason for that is your cells, your white blood cells, if you'll let me screen share real quick, I'll show you a
Okay.
picture of what
Go
a
ahead.
white blood cell does and how it assimilates vitamin C.
So so vitamin C does what for white blood cells?
It turns on various different types of ammunition warfare, cytokine activity in the making of a
So
chemokine
white
or
blood
chemo.
cells are like fuel for, I mean, vitamin C is like fuel for white blood cells. That's basically
Exactly.
what you're saying. Okay.
Exactly. Let me do a quick screen share so you can see that.
Yeah. So vitamin C nourishes white blood cells to have more energy. I think vitamin C is also used in producing like more white blood cells, correct?
It is cell
Okay.
replication.
Good.
So let me blow this up. You
So
see
that's a
this
white
white,
blood cell.
see a white
Yep.
blood cell over here, and you can see this arm sticking out. It's called a
Uh-huh.
pseudopod. And so the scientists have done a cutaway view of it so you can see the membrane. And you look over here and see this membrane, and you can see this bubble. This bubble represents a fatty acids, and we
Mm-hmm.
make those from fish oil. So here you have this massive surface area that's covered with fatty acids. And
Mm.
then we show vitamin C in its fully reduced ascorbate form that binds into an absorption site. Right here, it shows how vitamin C is absorbed into the white blood cell. And what it does is it turns on the cell's ability to make oxygen-free radicals. Now, this is a neutrophil in general, and some of the others have similar type of chemical within it. But this oxygen-free radical goes dormant when a person doesn't have vitamin C, and we can see what these look like under the microscope. We can see that volatile activity when
Mm.
these free radicals that are like peroxide get activated with ascorbate vitamin C, they will literally bubble and it looks like a churning within inside the white cell. It's a translucent on the screen. You could see that white cell full of bubbling energy from the vitamin C activation. And so it's kind of enjoyable to do because people can see the life of the flesh that's in their blood and how these things are working. But picture this, Jason, we need our B12 as well because the bone marrow makes white blood cells and red cells continuously. Every second of every day, your body is making 115,000 new white blood cells. That's every second. Boom, 115,000, 115,000. And again, and it doesn't stop. Now, it'll cut back when you don't give it what it needs. If it doesn't have enough B12, it doesn't have enough folic acid, if it doesn't have enough vitamin C, all these factors missing, your cells then become weaker and then you become more susceptible to cancer. Cancer is not genetic. You
Mm.
don't get it because your mama had it. You don't get it because your daddy had it or Uncle Sue or Uncle Sue. Yeah, I heard one. I had an Uncle
In
Sue.
these days and age, it's Uncle Sue,
Yeah,
right?
it did. Uncle
That's
Uncle
good.
Sue and an Aunt Paul. But we don't get it that way. Now, you may have a genetic predisposition to having a weakness for a chronic disease, but you saw the statistics 90% of Americans have chronic disease as a result of their lifestyle. So the name then becomes epigenetic. It's an environmental genetic response to the toxicity of your life. I don't drink enough. I don't get enough sleep. I've got too much stress. I've got a lot of electromagnetic fields around me. I don't get enough vitamin C. And the vitamin C I take is a corn ascorbic acid, and it's made
Mm.
with corn and it's got glyphosate sprayed on it. So I'm actually putting an herbicide chemical that's carcinogenic in my body, and I want to try to help my immune system fight cancer or fight allergies. It's a sad scenario because we've been duped by drug companies and they just don't do their research. and they don't
Right.
really study through, just like estrogens. People, how many years ago was it they made you think that soy was bad for you? There's a whole story behind that,
Right.
but we don't need to get into that one. Everybody's afraid of soy. Well, it has estrogen in it. Well, don't eat
Right.
broccoli because it has indole 3 carbinol and it has goitrogen type activity in it that can cause a negative effect on your thyroid. All foods and herbs have highly beneficial effects on the body. Do they have anti-nutrients in them? One of them that's real popular, and there's a guy that comes on all the time and he's trying to tell people how bad eating legumes is. That was part of the Mediterranean diet that's the most successful diet in the history of mankind. The quality of legumes has lots of fiber, a lot of protein. They have a small anti-nutrient in there that shouldn't cause people a problem if the
Yeah.
beans are properly prepared.
Well, and I feel like that speaks to the balancing effect that we should have in our life. You know, there's sometimes people when they're taking, you know, taking in food, the wisdom that God's put in our body because we're fearfully and wonderfully made, uh, there should be the ability for the body to decide what to do, which direction to go. Do I need more? Do I need less? So that seems to speak to the wisdom of God's creation in knowing that, you know, there needs to be these checks and balances to kind of keep us in, you know, proper health. I think that's actually a good thing, you know.
Agree. Agree.
So I've got this up here. So vitamin C max, we don't want it from a corn source. And so we actually use a potato source, and it's L-ascorbate. So it's the nature's preferred form of ascorbate of vitamin C, the ascorbate, and that actually gets much better results in regard to nourishing the immune system. And then we buffer it with these minerals: potassium, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. And this one's great. You can do a vitamin C cleanse with it. We definitely recommend doing vitamin C cleanses. You can do them up to once a week or more. Sometimes people in the past, you've shared this, Steve. We've had people with cancer, uh, lead poisoning, different severe issues
Oh, yeah.
who have done vitamin C cleanses daily and really turn their health around. And the main side effect of vitamin C cleanses daily is you're basically on the toilet having a lot of loose valve movements for a
Yeah.
while.
Body's cleaning house
But
with
it's,
it
yeah, exactly.
big
It's
time.
it's
And I do that every day. I want a clean house. When I don't do it, I don't feel as good. I mean, if
yeah,
my stools start to get hardened because I cut back on my vitamin C, I just start feeling more inflamed. I'm more sluggish. You know, you mentioned cancer and vitamin C. Dr. Abram Hoffer did a study, took cancer patients that were in stage 4 cancer, and he matched them to their cancer patients of equal types, whether it was breast cancer or prostate cancer or colon cancer. And he put them in two categories. One that said, hey, I don't want to do the normal treatments. I trust you about vitamin C and how it enhances immunity and could give me a greater longevity. And then the other group said, no, I prefer doing the chemo and the radiation, doing the traditional American treatment. And so he followed those groups for a period of time. The average length of life for those that took the fully reduced ascorbate versus those that didn't take it and just did the traditional treatment lived 6 months. That was the average. So you see that with people that get treated with those types of treatments, they go down pretty fast
yeah,
at stage 4.
right.
The other
Well,
group, the
go
group that
ahead.
did the ascorbate flushes, took their optimal daily intake, they lived 112 months, nearly 10 years. That was the average. So you have a
Wow,
choice.
wow.
Do the traditional treatment and live 6 months, according to Hoffer's research, and we see the same thing. We've got clients that have been around more than 30 years that were diagnosed with cancer, cancers that were the terminal type cancers, and they heal. It's remarkable. So there's our immune bundle.
Yes, yes. So, folks, um, we're probably gonna shut down the show here in just a minute, but I want to give you an opportunity to get a discount on products. Um, we're gonna talk about a couple more real quick, just to refer to them and how they can benefit. But if you use the coupon code today for your next order, you can get 10% off your next order. The coupon code, use at checkout. There's an area where it says coupon code at checkout, and you got to type it in that little area. All right. So you got to, once you get all your products into the shopping cart, you go to checkout, and then remember, you got to enter that coupon code in this little window that says coupon code. So you got to enter it in there. The coupon code is 22825. Today's date, 22825 show. SHOW. So that's the coupon code. Give you 10% off your next order. And that way you can get started with the vitamin C Max and all the other supplements that we're going to refer to here. So use that coupon code 22825 show. Get 10% off your next order. So let's go quick here and dive into this. Let's see here. Where is it? The immune bundle. And if you could mention these real quick and their benefit, Steve, as far as helping the body to be relieved from seasonal allergies.
So cell repair has actually got a new name. It's called quercetin repair.
That's
And
right.
quercetin is an active bioflavonoid, quenches free radical damage at the cellular level and
Mm-hmm.
optimizes immune signaling. The vitamin D is not in there, but we talked about the benefit of that and the need for
Vitamin D is in Liver Protect, though.
it is. That's why we did it that way. We wanted the
Yep.
cellular protection with the liver protect at
Mm-hmm.
all levels. It doesn't just protect the liver, it protects cells like immune cells, and especially because of the fatty acid or the fat soluble antioxidants within the liver protect that helps protect those membranes. Remember the membranes we looked at in those white blood cells need stability so they can fight aggressively, so they can listen to signals of where the cancer cells are, where's the bacteria, where's the virus, so it knows how to communicate and attack and destroy. All systems need to be a go. You can imagine, I don't know how many of you out there that are in the military are familiar with the advanced technology of our military that can just seek out and destroy an enemy and find it.
Right.
It's amazing, but your body is this wonderful immune system that seek out and destroy, and that's what these um,
Yeah.
nutrients are designed to do. And especially too, the magnesium is needed at the cellular level for energy, for circulation. So it's a given, and it sets up the body to be in a more alkaline environment, and disease thrives in an acidic environment. And we don't show it on the immune bundle, but an extra protocol that's good with magnesium is using the choline citrate. The choline
Mm-hmm.
does help with the uptake of magnesium and its utilization for cellular activity. So it's hard to just compartmentalize and say, hey, we need this for
Right.
immunity, but
Yeah.
choline is so key for cellular signaling. And this one is really good for short-term memory, just memory in
Yep.
general. I've really loved using choline myself,
Right.
seeing the benefits of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one is the zinc, Steve. The zinc is uh, so important for immune health.
Yeah, zinc is involved in detoxifying. Zinc is used in blood sugar control for energy. You make insulin with zinc. Zinc's used in the transfer of enzymes, the transfer of hormones, the signaling of neurotransmitters. For example, you can't make thyroid hormone unless you have adequate zinc. Now, the problem with zinc is not zinc itself, but the world in our environment strips zinc out of food in processing. And it's
Mm.
there that we have this depletion of zinc.
Mm.
It
There we
causes a
go.
big problem where we accumulate
Right.
heavy metals, we accumulate environmental toxins more easily. Zinc is used to detoxify and bind heavy nutrients and get them out. Of course, there's some good article information there about the benefits of immunity. They
Well,
showed
that's a
zinc.
really good point, Steve, because that speaks to what we are talking about earlier. That's one very clear example that you just explained that zinc is being stripped out of our foods, and we need to be taking in more zinc supplementation wise.
I take 9 of these a day, zinc.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just what
Yeah.
my body demands. And how do we know
Right.
demands? It's a various tests we do. Our micronutrient test, a standard blood comprehensives, we can tell Is there certain zinc enzymes and their presence in there if they're in balance? And the presence of testing for other heavy metals. There's heavy metal analysis. When we have a presence of heavy metals and been exposed to them, your zinc levels often deplete. So,
You can
and
get
and one
some
last little
support.
tip. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
go
and then
ahead.
the zinc, the herb lozenges. I love them. Take them every day. The slippery elm and the echinacea herbs that are in there
Hmm.
immediately clear mucus after a meal. This time of year, sucking on a lozenge of this type after every meal
Mm,
is wonderful. Now, a lot of people will go buy those zinc gummies and they'll buy other products that they've got
yeah.
corn
Sugar. Yeah.
sweeteners in them. They've got refined sugars, and this doesn't. When you suck on this, you're like,
Right.
well, that doesn't taste that great. Well, it doesn't taste bad. It's just a
Yeah.
natural raspberry extract in there. He uses a palm fruit
Hmm.
leaf on that. And what else is in that? Yeah, just to give it a little bit of
Succinate,
natural.
succinate honey, mannitol, whole
Yeah, there
raspberry
you
fruit,
go.
whole cherry fruit. Yep.
Those are the natural fruits in there, and it's a nice, mild, sweet flavor, but it's not over addictive, strong sugar taste that you
Yeah.
get with those other poor quality product. And those
Right.
products have more sugar in them than they do the nutrient. We do the opposite.
Yeah. That's good. Well, folks, as we heard, that supplementation can have a powerful effect on your health in general, especially helping to nourish your immune system and help you relieve and even eliminate allergy issues. And it can happen very quickly. Um, Supplements are definitely recommended. If you are taking our supplements, um, definitely take a look at the ones that we've talked to you about today. Take more of them if you feel like it's helpful. Do a C cleanse. You can upregulate a little bit. You can check in with us too if you are an active client, sending us a message through Practice Better or sending an email. I'd be happy to give you some input if you feel like allergies might be coming on and you want a little update to your plan. We can do that for you.
Yeah,
Um,
Jason, the amount that people need, of course, they can do that calibration flush and then determine. But white blood cells start to die off within 4 hours. Most of the white blood
mm,
cells only live about that long. That's a maximum length of time. So the body's always regenerating, as we mentioned. So you got
wow.
to refuel, refuel. You really can't go beyond 4 hours before you get another active dose of vitamin C if you want to keep the immune system healthy, keep allergies away, keep disease away of all types, autoimmune disorders. It's so key for that. Ascorbate 4 times a day for me now. I'll never turn back. And as soon as I get off
Mm.
here, I'm headed to my vitamin C max.
Yeah, it's reminding me I'm probably going to get some right now after we get off too. Um, but yeah, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing these shows more regularly again. We kind of took a break for a little while, but we're going to be getting back to this. So keep yourself tuned in. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's the Prosper Nutrition YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, there's a subscribe button. It'll kind of help remind you. It'll let you know when we go live or when we post a video. You can hit. There's actually another little additional button next to the subscribe button. It's like a bell. Make sure to share with you more notifications about what's going on. So stay tuned, both with the email and on YouTube, and we'll keep you informed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the show. There's comments down below this video. You can type in a question or a comment. We'd love to get your feedback. We want to answer some common questions. We get a lot of questions every single day at the Nutrition and Health Center. And so we're answering questions constantly. So we'll probably be answering those questions here on the show, but we'd love to get you engaged. If you have questions or comments that you want to share, we'd love to hear them and we'd love to answer those. We're a family owned business, Nutrition and Health Center, Prosper Nutrition. We're committed to keeping the quality, getting you results. We want to have a successful business, so we sell the supplements and we recommend the supplements that we sell, and so we make a profit, but that allows us to keep serving you. And so go ahead, go buy our supplements, feel the difference, uh, get in touch with us if you have questions or concerns, and we be here. We'll be here to help you. We're not going anywhere. So thank you all so much for watching. Steve, do you have any closing comments? Any last words you want to share with the folks?
I do. The body is so fearfully and wonderfully made. It's capable of regenerating no matter what you've been diagnosed with. It's not the end. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Feed it what it needs and watch the miracles happen. Plant that seed and water it, and God will make it grow.
Amen. Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.